Here's another fine mess I caught. I thought I'd catch 4 for supper. Ended up catching 9, so I'm going to be able to freeze some. But yeah, good day. Okay, so I cleaned the 3 bass that I caught. All 3 of them were apparently females because they were full of eggs. So the bass are getting on the spawn. I'll let you know what's up with the bluegill. Well, I decided to eat some leftovers from last night instead of fish, but all my fish are cleaned, and the bluegill and the red ear are just beginning to fill up with eggs. They haven't spawned yet. Next week will probably be a good week for them. So, hey, you're caught up on the fishing right now. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Saturday. The rain stopped around 1:30, something like that. And it's about 3:30 now, so I thought I'd go ahead and make some supper. But I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've got my venison thawing out, or cooking right now. I've got it thawed already. And I made this concoction back home not too long ago, and I really liked it. So I'm going to try it again here. Normally when I cook meat, I like to cook it with an onion. So I went to the local big box store and picked up some potatoes and onions so I could have potatoes and onions for breakfast in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and cut one up for this meal. Okay, so the meat's browned up. I'm going to add a can of Bush's brown sugar, hickory flavor baked beans. If I can get them out of the can. Okay, beans are out of the can. Mix them up good with the meat. And then a can of Rotel. This is diced tomatoes and green chilies. You can get this same product at the Dollar General store. It's not name brand, but it's the same stuff. Tastes exactly the same. Dump that in there. And if you want to extend this meal a little bit, you can add another can of water the size of the Rotel can and throw some macaroni noodles in there, and it makes a real nice noodle dish if that's what you want. I ate this without the noodles the first time, and that's the way I'm going to eat it this time too. Once I get it all mixed up, Okay, turn the heat down on that and let it simmer for about half an hour. Let those flavors all blend together. One thing I really like about cooking with cast iron, it's the original non-stick frying pan. This has been simmering for 20 minutes and nothing is sticking to it. That's the way a well-seasoned cast iron pan should be. And this stuff is almost ready. It's steaming, so it's probably hot throughout. Okay, 5 minutes is up. I'll go ahead and turn this off. Oh boy, that is gonna be good. Good, good, good. Oh yeah. Thank you, Lord, for this wonderful meal you have provided. That is so good. So good. Cheers. Okay, the nice thing about a Rotel can is you can cut the bottom out of it and cut the top out of a beverage can and slide the Rotel can inside the beverage can and make a pencil cup or ink pen or whatever you want. And you can use any average 12-ounce can. Doesn't matter if it's Miller Lite, Schweppes Ginger Ale, Miller High Life, Harley Davidson edition. But yeah, all from a Rotel can. You just cut the bottom out just below the label there. Here, I'll take the label off and show you what I'm talking about. You can see a little bit of a ridge right there. You cut it off right there, otherwise it won't slide inside. It's too tight and it'll tear your can up. But anyway, you cut it off right there at that upper ridge and it'll slide right inside of a beverage can. And like I said, it can be any average 12-ounce beverage can. You can't do it with Coors Light, Keystone, but pretty much everything else you can. So that's what I'm going to do with this Rotel can. I'm going to cut the bottom out of it and going to make a pencil cup out of it. And what I do is I take a knife and I'll cut it, the bottom of it, just like that. And you don't want to pull on it because you don't want to slice outside the can. You just want to open it up. So basically all you're doing is allowing your tin snips the opportunity to get inside there. Now what I do is I'll cut it all the way to the curve there in several places. And that makes it a lot easier when you get around here to cutting on this line, to cut it without destroying the can. Okay, so that's nice and cut out. So I can take and cut around now. And I want to cut I want to cut that first lip out. And the reason I want to do that is in case I get off just a little bit, I can straighten it out when I come around on the next turn. It's really difficult to cut this perfectly straight the first time around. So that's why I do all these little slits to open it up, make it a little easier, a little more flexible on the can. So now I'm ready to go inside there. I can cut that off, get that out of the way. Now I'm ready to come inside here. And right along that line right there is where I'm making my cut. And just take your time, you don't have to be in a hurry. It does help to have really sharp snips. And I always keep my snips tight against the metal when I'm opening or closing. And the reason for that, and I'll show you in a second, is the burrs that the tin snips can leave if you slack off and let it cut multiple times. You end up creating burrs, and those burrs are extremely sharp. So there's an example of a burr right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but those things are sharp. They hurt. So you want to keep those snips tight against that metal when you're cutting. So anyway, that can is ready to be inserted inside of a beverage can. And I've got one picked up that I want to use. So I'll get back to you. Well, the serration on the tin snips tends to leave a rough edge on the bottom of the can. So I got my Leatherman 200 and I'm filing that edge off around the outside in order to be able to slide that can inside the beverage can that I want to use without snagging or hanging up anywhere. And it doesn't take much to knock that edge off. It's just a matter of rounding it off. You don't have to do the inside if you don't want to, but I always just go through and check just to make sure that it's not got any burrs sticking up that can hurt anybody that would accidentally stick their finger all the way to the bottom. My finger don't reach, so I don't know why theirs would, but if they've got small hands, I guess they could stick a hand inside there and maybe snag one. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. So that's pretty smooth right there. That is ready to use. Well, I told a few folks I was going to have a campfire tonight, so I thought maybe I better get it lit since all the wood's wet from the rain we had last night. Looks like it's going halfway decent. I've got more cardboard to add to it if I have to. I've still got some lighter fluid left over, which is what I have actually had to use to get it going. But anyway, I don't expect anybody to be here for a couple hours if they show up. one way or the other, I'm enjoying a campfire tonight. Well, the lake is nice and calm. You can see my redbud trees. A little bit of color in the otherwise stark timber. Leaves aren't coming out this year as early as they did last year. But hey, life goes on. So the fire's going good. Well, the campfire was a great success. Several neighbors showed up, a few new neighbors. It was a lot of fun. Well, it's 12:20. The last few people went home. We had an excellent time. Life is good. Well, it's Sunday. I got all 4 of my properties mowed. I'm headed back home to unhook the mower. I've got a flat tire on one of the front tires, so I'm going to have to fix that. Going to have to get a tube for it, I think. But anyway, it's been a good weekend. Had a good time last night at the campfire with the neighbors. Visited with John T. this afternoon, and apparently I just missed him. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to end this video here. If you like this little video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Click that little bell icon to get notified whenever I put up a new video. Thanks for watching.